From the United States of Texas, we welcome you to another episode of Rev Nation. We may not be your mother's favorite foot massage, but we always leave a smile on our face. We're glad that you decided to spend your Friday night here with us here at Rev Nation, where we grease the squeaky wheels with socialism and liberal tears and try to take over the world one radio wave at a time. We'd like to thank the mothership, Vet Radio Syndicate, and please join the millions that have liked and loved and shared the page. Please check out the cool swag at the Hero program, as well as the awesome shows that make up the great station. Tonight, regular guy is off creating lung butter somewhere, doing his thing with his whole family. Apparently, he's a little sick and under the weather. He doesn't have COVID, so let's not go there. So we're here tonight with J-Rod and Amanda and me, and we're going to make this show a nice little show tonight. Mm-hmm. How's everybody?
Making it.
You making it?
Had a good day Friday, the last day of work today.
Oh, that's good. Right.
Yes, it was.
Yes, that felt good.
It did.
We've already got Dean and Laura up in here.
Y'all. And Lacey.
Lacey's here. We got the usual.
Thanks for showing up, y'all.
Thank you guys for showing up. Do me a favor and share, like, and all that happy trash.
Yes.
I'm gonna do that right now.
I'm actually sharing
it. Listen, Laura's got some stuff to talk about, I promise you.
Yeah, I think she sent me a message earlier, and I haven't checked any of my messages.
She's upset with how the Olympics are being taken care of right now, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean people kneeling?
Well, it's more than that, man. She's struggling with a bunch of crap right now. She's upset about a lot of things, and I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sharing this to my page and all that other crap. So, Laura, feel free to type all that stuff in here and talk to us. Like we've got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
Or since we don't have a whole lot of topics tonight, maybe on the last half of the show, we could send Laura this link and invite her on, and she could tell us about what it is that she's having an issue with. I can do that.
Patterns.
I'm going to do that.
Cool.
All right, Laura, shoot me a message of your email address, and I will pull you on in the last half of the show, and we can chit-chat about the Olympics. Because I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this. But anyways, my week was uneventful. There's nothing exciting that I can tell you at all.
That's good.
Just here at the office, in my own little office with, everything that I need.
Just everything that you need.
I go and talk to people when I want to talk to people. It's fucking wonderful.
Don't talk to people when you don't want to talk to people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. At least they're all pretty cool here, though. I like them.
It really does help to have a good group of folks around you.
It does. Yeah, right. It does. Maybe that's something we should talk about as well.
With common goals, and that's what makes it. That's what makes it so great.
Hey, Laura, we got your email, but I'm not gonna post it on the screen.
Yeah, we're not gonna divulge that information. Laura. But so.
Laura, can you send that to me in an instant message, please? A Facebook message.
So
we're going to talk about some free speech tonight, aren't we?
We're going to talk. Well, I don't know if we're going to talk about free speech or non-free speech.
I guess probably a little of both. You got to see both sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're supposed to talk about, right? We're gonna report.
Exist
we're gonna report. Anymore? We have to talk about both sides, right? That's how the world's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice.
I mean, unless you're Don Lemon.
Oh my God, what an idiot. Oh my God. I saw that last night. None of that was English, Biden. I'm just saying. None of it was English.
What's up, Tommy? Tommy's in the house. Here. Tim DeWitt's here.
Oh, Tommy. Hi, Tim.
So let's talk about this, right? So let's talk about how the current cabinet wants to monitor your Facebook posts, but they're not telling you they're monitoring the Facebook posts. They're telling you that the independent company, Facebook, Instagram, and all those things are monitoring what is it they called it? They called it disinformation.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, I watched the Tucker Carlson.
On COVID. They said
Well,
specifically on COVID,
right,
but that's bullshit.
specifically on COVID, obviously.
Yeah, no,
it's not just COVID. However, I promise you, like, that's the biggest hit point. But so I want to know, well, and they're not even talking about that. They're talking about more than that. Actually, they're actually talking about following your texts and all that other stuff.
Yeah, your instant messages, your Facebook messages,
right?
All that. Yep. She said it straight up live on TV.
Well, you know what?
It's Whatever. Not a secret anymore. They have no shame. They know that they can get away with shit that they couldn't get away with before, and they're taking full advantage of that. Which, I mean, can you say that the Republicans would do different? No.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Dean Cerny.
Oh, Dean, when English
is your first language and you still speak with broken English, you end up with Bidenisms, facts and stuff.
Bidenism.
That dude couldn't get through half of his sentences last night, and it was amazing. It was amazing to watch, and it's amazing to watch how Don Lemon was like, "Oh, you are you talking about? Yeah, you talking about the FDA? Of course,
yeah.
Like, and then obviously he's like, oh yeah." I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about, A, we've been dealing with this for like a year now since COVID happened, and B, how do you feel about your personal information being monitored?
I'm going to go with the second part first. How do I feel about my personal information being monitored? Coming from my background, I've always considered all my communications being monitored. Mm-hmm. I mean, in reality, if I do something that I know I'm going to, get looked at for, I expect it. But at the same time, the tertiary collections that happen within the United States government, somebody may not listen to it or actually go through it. But if that information isn't being captured somewhere, I'd be very, very surprised.
Right. Well, I mean, given our past clearances and all that happy trash, like, obviously I don't know how long they follow people like us. However, I'm sure there's a window and a wall and the sweat running down there, something words and things. But, I kind of feel the same way. What about you, Amanda?
So, like he said, you kind of always figure that you're being watched in some capacity, at least. And I think it's safe. It's a really, really safe and good thing to, like, just that kind of paranoia. Just the tiniest bit. Be paranoid about the fact that everything that you are saying, even when you're saying it in private, is completely monitored. And then, how many people are sitting there having a conversation, they pick up their phone, scroll through Facebook, and it's an ad of something that you were just talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now see, here's one other perspective on that. When I was active.
Hold on, I want to address the ticker on the bottom, because I kind of agree with Dean. Like, you always watch your personal information, especially not hitting the share button on your Pornhub.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's already filtered through all of it 3 times, so there ain't nothing new for him to share. Poor man.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think I would ever want to see anything Dean watches on Pornhub, because it might be a little scary.
Yeah, that'd probably, I'm pretty demented and already messed up. But I don't want to go any farther. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would take me down another rabbit hole that I don't need to go down.
Yeah. Do you guys remember ogrish.com?
Oh, good Lord. That was horrible. From the 90s, that was everything war related that we could find. Oh, I just had like 2 flashbacks of something very, very specific. From that.
I know exactly which one you did. You talking about the Serbian getting his head cut off on a rock?
Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm just a tad younger than you guys. You have to
you're not wrong.
Tad. I'm just going to go with 30.
This was back when the internet just started, and everybody was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have the
Faces of
controls
death.
that they had in place now to get that stuff shut down that quick.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it still happens. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
still on the dark web, obviously, and
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh man, you guys remember when you're trying to burn a fucking CD and you walk in the room or somebody walks in the room, it's like, shit, it's done. It's done. We got to start over, reburn that shit because it's
Mark, I'm going to tell you
You're
right
talking
now.
about burning
Mark, I love you, but I'm going to tell you right now that I appreciate you advertising on our show. But if you're going to be in our show, at least come talk about it.
Where? Let me see.
He's advertising Patriot Pod, but I'm not opposed to. But like, you know, we're going to have Mark on the show one of these days.
Oh, Tim.
Well, thank you, Tim.
Amanda's a great American. We love her. Well, I love you too. That's freaking awesome.
Hey,
I
Mark,
feel a little sad right. I feel a little sad right
message.
now. I feel a little sad right now, Tim. I don't know what the hell to say.
Left out. Oh no.
I feel like I'm not part of the cool family.
I'm not going fishing without Shannon.
Ha! Now, take that
I got
shit.
you. I got you, Battle. I got you.
So what I was
Anyways,
getting back to what I was saying about free speech, you know, when I was active, I was in the law enforcement side of things, and I was, you know, traditionally having to testify in court. So aside from drinking every night, I was a pretty good dude. You know, I didn't get on Facebook and go on rants or anything because I knew that if I put that information out there, it could be interpreted as I'm choosing one side or the other, you know, especially in terms of court decisions and things like that. When you're in those positions, you should keep your mouth fucking shut.
Yep.
No, I agree.
So until 5-6 years ago, I didn't have much of a presence or say much of anything on Facebook or any social media.
Right.
But now, like, I look at it completely polar opposite.
Right.
I don't say certain things on Facebook because I don't want to get shut down.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely. So it's one thing to be a part of law enforcement and prevent spreading the information before it hits the media because you don't want to destroy a trial. The other part of that is it's different when you're trying to prevent information that could possibly change the outcome of anything for a positive light because your agenda doesn't meet it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tim says I can be on the boat.
Tim
says I can be on the boat.
No bananas on the boat.
Yeah, no banana hammocks. That's a rule.
Bananas.
Number one rule.
Wait.
I'll wear a banana
hold
hammock.
on. No, that's not nice. That's what I was going to wear.
No.
You know the meaning.
This is good. If you're not engaging, Dean is actually right. Dean's actually right. If you're not engaging in the conversation and you're just pushing your organization, you're just spamming.
I want to know what it is. So message to the page, please. Message to the page and let us know what it is.
Patriot, I'll tell you what it is, and it's a great show, and I love those guys, you know, and they're cool. But Mark just like he pops up and he's like, "Hey, Patriot Pod, like check out Patriot Pod," and I'm a big fan because it works. But hey, man, come in and have a conversation with us.
Yeah, for sure. We like conversations. And now I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Drunken Dean did it.
Dean fucked up my. Oh wait, no.
It's gone. I heard somebody tell me a joke the other day, and I don't know. They made fun of having multiple personalities. I can literally have a bad day and completely get away with it.
Eugene, what do you mean? What do you mean? So you just shut up cause you're scared because you're scared to get shut down. How much of a damn are you? I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to clarify that.
That's an acronym for something.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, man. Then you know what? I get it. I personally don't care.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I personally don't care. Oh, a dim. I get you. Right. Well, we're not, but the reality is that, and I agree with you for the most part, Eugene. I really do. I agree with you for the most part, but but there's a dance that has to happen nowadays. It's almost like a mating dance, and the only way you're gonna get laid is if you do the dance before the deed. Otherwise, you're gonna get shut down. So,
I mean, we want to be like, we don't want to get shut down. We just want to be heard. Free speech thing, yeah, fuck yeah. But we have to play by certain rules.
right.
In order to do what it is that we are doing. Now,
Breaking the rules.
we are on other platforms that are more geared towards free speech. They're not very popular yet, and they're not very popular on the other side of things. And ew, you said, how much of a dem are you? None, 0%. Here's
well, don't take that personal,
why.
Amanda.
I'm not taking it personal, but gross. Ugh.
No, I get it. I don't think he meant that personally. I think he just meant that, as a generalization. And and I agree with you for the most part. But there's only one way to get through. You have to dance through. We have to dance through certain ways in order to get this heard, and or keep it on Facebook, because we've already. It's like our YouTube is already kind of like, man, you can't post that.
Well, we're not special. Everybody else has to watch it too. If you're doing a podcast live on Facebook or YouTube, well, you better be careful what you say if you want to keep going. Just saying. Anyways, moving on.
What I will say is that I think that we possibly should start recording this as a podcast and sharing it for sure.
Thanks, Tanya.
It's a possibility. We should probably do that for sure.
Very
but
important.
So anyway, let's get back to this whole subject, right? Yes, I agree with you, Gene. I agree completely. So let's get back to this, right? So what is it about what's happening right now in the cabinet that concerns you with that? Because to me, that's concerning.
Okay, well, here, all right.
Well, because you got the United States government telling a private entity exactly what to do and limit the amount of information that we are receiving.
By picking and choosing what it is that they want out there.
Yeah, they're using a private company to push their own narrative, right or wrong. I mean, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Can anybody tell me what that? Can anybody tell me what that looks like?
What looks like? Wait, what? I'm lost. I was thinking about
what we were just talking about. What does that look like?
Oh, I think it looks like communism.
Damn right. And you know how many people are that have escaped communism or came here, immigrated legally to our country?
I know I've listened to at least 2 or 3.
They think that everybody right now that's fighting it is a complete idiot. If they want communism, then I mean, these people came here and jumped through those fucking hoops to get here, and this is what they're coming to. Like, they jumped through the hoops legally, and I'm totally down with that. Contribute to our society for sure. Assimilate, please, because this is our country and we want to keep it free. But unfortunately, right now it's going downhill. And with free speech on the internet, I know we're going to talk about something later about the internet and our kids, but think about it like this. They're filtering and shutting us down for misinformation. And then there's the fuckers, the terrorists out there that are doing all their posts and not getting taken down at all. And the profiles that stalk you and stuff. But then how about our kids? How about our kids? Like, they're not shutting down all them disgusting freaking porn shit. They're not doing anything to protect the kids whatsoever with their free speech. So our kids are getting this shit in their heads.
Right. And we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But let's get back to this. Let's focus back on this right here. And Dean says, wasn't Facebook a private company during the Trump administration, but now they're taking marching orders from the government? Yeah, you're right. But let's talk about this. We talk about it being a private company. Is it not openly traded?
So are we considering them publishers?
Well, I mean, that's what the government's considering them.
Yeah, but that's okay. So what is it? 230? Is that what it is? Yeah, I think it is.
I'll play this again.
About big tech and how they're turning into publishers by the filtering of our free speech and at their discretion, but now at their discretion as well as the leaders of their discretion, picking and choosing.
Correct.
Well,
I mean, that's how
you
they
have
get
it
around
both
it.
ways. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not covered by any of these protections" by choosing a side as a publisher, fiction, nonfiction, whatever. But then pick and choose. But I mean, they're doing whatever the hell they want because they're basically protected by the regime that's controlling them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reality is, at the end of the day, what does this all fall down around again? Like, what's happening right now?
Socialism, control, unconstitutionality. I mean, where do you want
our country? Right. No, you're absolutely right. All those things are absolutely right. And at the end of the day, what's happening is that our government is writing new laws to cover and protect those people who are protecting and covering them.
That's been going on forever.
Well, it has, but it's gotten blatant, and it's not so. It's never been so obvious.
True.
And it's never been so brutal.
But was there as much going on then than there is now?
Well, so
major
yes and no, but what I'm trying to express is that back in the day it used to happen, right? It has happened for decades and probably maybe even sooner than that, because it even happened when we started this country. Like the New York Times was, stuck mostly on the side of the British for a while. And so that being said, there was always somebody else trying to tell a story the right way. Now you have all these people who own all of these big, huge entities, i.e. Google Chrome, Facebook, all that stuff. And that's where everybody gets their information.
Yeah. See,
it's not a leaflet or a pamphlet or a paper anymore. And you can't you can shut down a paper, but it takes a lot of work, right? But if you shut down the internet, all it takes is a couple of algorithms.
It's all about algorithms right now. Most of
That's all it takes.
Not even a person. It's an algorithm.
All they have to do is create a gate, put some tag words in it, and that gate closes everything down.
Oh, good old propaganda.
Not right. I mean, and propaganda has always been a thing. It always has been, always probably will be. However, who controls the propagation?
I can tell you the person that created it, propaganda, and how he's related to, is it Bezos? Edward Bernays is the one that basically invented propaganda by studying how humans are affected by like certain things, like pictures, reading books.
Well, that's
how they're fed certain information, how they react to this and that and stuff, and then it's marketing and networking, and it's propaganda turned into so many different things. I had a story on it. I saw something on Crowder, because I absolutely love them. I love them. Sorry,
absolutely.
Steven Crowder went through a heart surgery, and prayers are with you, sir. But I saw something on there, and that's why I brought up the whole propaganda thing, because they had they call him Smooth Manny. The poor kid was sitting there in a spacesuit, but whatever. He came on, and he told this. I guess it's not a story, but he enlightened people on this Edward Bernays guy. And how he invented propaganda, how he did it, and what the goal was behind it. Just manipulating Americans' minds, basically, is
Right.
just what it is, to meet an agenda.
I don't necessarily think that he created propaganda, because propaganda has been a part of life since the Bible.
Right, manipulation, I guess. Yeah.
But
He
he definitely formulated it and created a probably a platform for it, for sure.
Psychoanalysis. I'm gonna have to pull that up one of these days, because it was really interesting little story. I think you guys would like it.
But I mean, you can go back in the Bible and see propaganda working. Like it literally is in the Bible. So not that propaganda, but
there's something
the Bible
that
doesn't have propaganda in it. The Bible doesn't have propaganda in it, but it tells about how people used propaganda to try to coerce people to do things.
Yeah, for sure.
What does Eugene say here? It's sad when you see more the U.S. in protests in Cuba or even Hong Kong, China. People waited to be free, and here's the people wanting right. Listen, let's talk about Cuba right now. What's happening in Cuba?
They're done.
The Cubans are furious right now, and they're calling us absolutely insane for wanting to do what we're doing.
They cut off their internet.
Well, they've been doing that for decades. They've been cutting off their electricity. Listen, people don't understand, man. People in this country do not understand how good we have it.
They don't.
They don't understand how
every time I hear somebody bitch.
Here's why I say that. If you go to a foreign country that is not a first world, my buddy says first world problems all the time. He's like, oh, first world problems, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But, I had a flat tire today. Oh, first world problems. I had a new fucking tire, blah, 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 whatever. First world problems. At the end of the day, man, we are a first world, and we have been a first world since we started. They don't understand. We've gotten so comfortable.
Complacent. Yeah.
Just comfortable. We got so comfortable in our freedom that we think that socialism is going to work now because we're so comfortable. And if we give everybody free medical and free college and free this and free that everything's going to be easy and everything's going to be equal across the board. The reality is the only thing that's going to be equal is all of us, and everybody above that is not going to be equal at all. They're going to
the word equal is important here. And that's what I think the people who have never been outside the United States, have never, ever left the United States, have no comprehension of what equality would mean in another country.
Well, shit.
Oh, yeah.
When they hear,
state.
When people hear, okay, somebody in this foreign country makes $2 a day sewing shoes together. Okay. Right. Big picture. $2 a day in that country is probably middle class,
right?
For that country. If you say that, hey, I want to get these people $4 a day, you've just instantly doubled their economy and thrown the entire country into chaos.
Correct.
People don't understand how that works. Now, then you take the global supply chain. Well, of course, if Nike over here is going to sell a pair of shoes for $250, well, are they going to get it made in a country that costs $25 a pair to make, or are they going to get it made in a country where it costs $2 a pair to make?
Right.
People buy Jordans and they don't even know who Michael Jordan is. They just know that there's a little logo on their shoes. We asked our kid that. He just wanted to fit in, and everybody had the cool shoes and the cool phones, and that's how kids are these days. If you don't have a new phone and Jordans, then you're a weirdo.
You're not cool.
You're poor.
Well, talk about a phone. I just had a conversation with a guy who was in Afghanistan 2 weeks ago, and he said it's nuts since everybody pulled out.
Yeah.
He said it's not even the Taliban either that's the major issue in a lot of the places. And he gave me an example. He said you could take one of the little flip phones, the $5 flip phones, He said, if you walk out in the middle of the street, in a group and pull that out, he said, you're likely to get a gun to your head to somebody to take it. And if you don't give it up, you're dead right there in the middle of the street. So that's already back to how it is right now.
Right.
And he was pretty sad. I mean, this is a guy that fought his entire life to have a free country.
Yeah.
Right.
We took care of him, and now, it's just sad that people can't comprehend what true freedom is like.
Well, it's because they were born in it, and then they've never seen anything other than it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you've never seen destitution, you don't understand. And even people who are in the lower class in America have never really seen true destitution.
Well, the lowest class of America, even a homeless person in America lives 1,000 times a better life than most middle class around the world.
Just come visit Austin. They'll show you all about it.
Oh my God. I thought they were cleaning it up.
Mm-hmm. They're trying.
You can try all you want, but there's still going to be
I'm happy
a
that I
subset
got
of people that just don't give a shit.
Let's see what Eugene has to say.
Austin
Let's see what Eugene has to say here. Some poor kid that has not the ability to get a post high school degree is going to pay some middle class kid's school. I agree with you. I'm a little late with this, but you know what? You're not wrong, Eugene. Like at the end of the day, here's the deal. If we get free school away, if we give free medicine away. Now I get it. In some countries it works. In Germany it works. There are tons and tons and tons of things that they have to go through in order to make that happen. Mm-hmm. And it's still not an exact science.
Well, no, because where's the money coming from?
But understand something. Even the Germans are not as free as we are.
Oh no, they're having some struggles right now as well.
Like,
I'm just not gonna say
we are the freest. We are the freest country in the world.
Yep, and
always have been.
Is all the people that are screaming for communism? Not even they can tell us a place in the world where it's more free.
They don't even know what communism is.
It's a tagline now.
That's it.
It's like BLM supporting the Cuba regime. It's like, really? Like you're literally going to support people that just
but it's only because it's the complete opposite than what we support. That's well, maybe not only, but I mean, yeah. It's the complete opposite. If they supported something that we support, God forbid. God forbid. Wouldn't that be great though? Man.
Well, let's talk about this. People that they're only agenda driven then.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Countries learning that college degrees are not the only way to a successful life.
They're absolutely right.
It's true. There's so many people that went out there and wasted their time and money getting these degrees that they never even used.
No, you're not wrong. My ex-wife actually has an English major. She's an English major and has a degree in English. Mm-hmm. And she works for a freaking law firm as a paralegal.
Yeah.
Well, they got to know how to use them big words.
Yeah, but it's irrelevant.
You got to use them $11 words in them $3 paragraphs. It's like.
She doesn't even do that garbage. Like she literally sorts papers and files stuff and takes things to a courtroom. That's literally what she does.
Well, it was preached to us as we grew up that college is what you have to do when you graduate school.
But again, it's part of this. It's part of the
go to college, get a damn job, or you join the military.
It's part of the system. It's built that way. Like the government, you've created the need for all those institutions and all those jobs that you really didn't need that type of education for.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. What did you have before you had Oxford and you had Yale and all these other places?
Schoolhouse rocks.
But you did, But how did people learn how to be blacksmiths?
By on-the-job training.
Yep.
It's called apprenticeships.
Apprenticeships. Yep.
Apprenticeships. People learned how to be scientists back in the day. Michelangelo and Machiavelli and all these cats, they were all apprentices to somebody at some point before they ever went to school. And the only reason that ever happened, or they went to school or created a school, is because they thought it was a great idea. And then the school became the formalization of how world was created.
Yeah. Well, and now school is being used as a tool.
It's always been used as a tool.
Well, it's right now with the whole, and we've talked about it 1,000 times. I'm not going to bring it up to talk about it, but critical race theory, using it as a tool, basically a weapon against our society by teaching them all this fucking garbage and erasing our actual history. And it's sad, but trade schools, and I don't remember who said it, but trade schools are
severely underrated.
Definitely severely underrated.
Absolutely.
Like I said, like people are going to college and wasting all this time and money on college and being in debt for the rest of their damn lives.
You can go to a trade school and become one of the best ACE mechanics known to man.
Right. And make fucking 6 figures a year. You know, it's like there's so much, and that's what we're trying to teach our kids is that, you know, we have this
I'll be right back.
GI Bill. Okay. We have this GI Bill that we'll send you to school. But here's the deal. The economy these days is completely different than what it was. And I feel like one, maybe 2 of my children would benefit more from going to a trade school because of based off of what they want to do in their lives, you know, the life path that they want to lead.
Well, what you saw was a concerted effort of the government, the programs to push people towards a college education and not towards trade schools. Now, you've seen a different push now recently. But
trade schools was kind of looked down on.
Well, yeah, it was middle class. You got to work too hard.
Middle class. You're right. It was the middle class.
You might work 60 hours a week, and people want the 40 hour, the 35 to 40 hours a week, weekends off, 30 days paid vacation a year, $50,000 to start. That's what people want. That's not what exists. But I mean, straight out of high school, flipping burgers somewhere, and people expect to get, $50,000. Okay, well, that's probably not going to be feasible. That just doesn't exist.
Yeah, growth.
You might have to do 2 jobs to get that. I know when I was a kid, my mom had 2 jobs at some point.
Well, we also teach our kids forward movement always. Always forward movements. You're not going to sit stagnant and just accept.
Hey, Michael, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Michael. We're not going to sit there and just accept what is put in front of us. You're going to strive. You're going to succeed, and you're going to be the best at what you do because you want to be the best at what you do, and you're going to be the one that works at it. You're not going to be that lazy piece of shit that just wants to be on their phone while they're supposed to be working, which some of that shit is dangerous. Y'all get if you have a damn dangerous job, pay attention. Shit.
Michael asks how hello from Canada. How is the COVID-19 situation here with you guys?
Depends what media you listen to.
Yeah, depends. It depends on what media you're listening to. And if you're here in Texas,
we get kicked off the air. Our last show,
if you're in Texas,
doesn't exist anymore.
If you're in Texas, COVID ain't so bad.
Yeah,
because we really don't care. You're either gonna you're either gonna have your freedom or you're not. That's how Texas looks at it. So if that gives you any answer, like it's not like where you guys are, because you guys are like people are going to jail in Canada for COVID stuff. It's bad. It's the same way in Australia. Like people don't understand how good America has it.
Nope.
Am I really echoing that bad?
I think it might be other people's internet connections and stuff, because I hear you fine. When you turn away from the mic a little bit, it changes. But when you're talking to the mic, it sounds perfect.
Yeah, just talking to the mic.
I'm doing pretty good this time, y'all. I think I might have it figured out.
Just talking to the mic.
Anyways, as we were.
Just talking to the mic, Amanda.
Wendy says, not happening here. Biden's not president. Put a rush on rounding up the ghetto trash that tried to steal the election. That's fucking hilarious, ghetto trash. And next time you all think and entertain the idea that communists are taking over our country, you better stand the fuck up instead of whining about it. Yeah, well, I mean, we preach that every week. Stand up, quit whining about it. But like, hey, what are you going to do and what are you doing? Because we're using our voices, but then we're also paying attention to what the fuck is out there because we want to be informed. We want to be prepared. And we're going to talk about it, but also behind the scenes, we're not going to tell you what the fuck we're doing. So, you're not going to know what I'm doing in my life.
Buddy of mine was talking about a school board election that's coming up this year in Ohio. And they had 3 people that are going up for these positions. 2 of them don't even live in the area that school board is over. 2 of them also don't have kids in the school system.
That's ridiculous.
Like, so they don't have any skin in the game.
Right.
That's wonderful. Talking about the school board.
That's what's important, like in your local communities, getting involved. Even I think the school board is one of the most important positions in an area because
absolutely
you have a say-so of what our children are taught, and you can keep the garbage out of there. And what has happened over the years, that's been infiltrated by people that want to push leftist liberal ideals into the children.
Right. And especially if you have a child in the school, you definitely have your skin in the game, and you should try to make time to do whatever it is to help your kid get the good information that you're supposed to get.
Speaking of
Dean have to say here, I look at the Rona like this. I haven't caught it. At one point, I tried to catch it. I haven't been sick one day with Delta or Lambda. That's a nerd's.
I know
that's a nerd's reference. That's a nerd's reference. If I catch it and die, hey, I had a great life, and in my younger days lived like a freaking rock star. I refuse to live my life in fear. It's my time to go. It's my time to go. Amen, brother.
Amen. Absolutely. Amen.
That's it right there.
I have a friend that had it, and he had it really, really bad. And he's still going through some of the, repercussions from it. And
it's real.
I had a discussion with him the other night. I said, man, I've kind of been worried to come around you because I don't want to put you in a position to have to choose one thing or the other. Like if you're concerned about your health or you're concerned about masks or vaccines, I said, I don't want to put you in that position. He's like, dude, don't sweat it. He's like, even when I was in the hospital, he's like, I don't know why y'all are making me wear a mask. He's like, literally, this is not going to help at all.
Right.
But even after he still supports the constitutional right of taking care of ourselves, making our own decisions, not be forced to do something we don't want to do. Like that's the bedrock of our Constitution. At least I think,
Take the vaccine if you want to take the vaccine. If you don't want to put that weird shit in your body, then don't do it.
Right.
A lot of
people aren't getting that choice though. There's a lot of organizations that are requiring it now. And there's nobody stopping
your job or your health.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Health as in like, how are you going to react to this vaccine? And are you going to get it again? I don't want to talk about it because I really want to keep this show this week, our last one last week, because I don't know, YouTube's and Facebook decided, and the White House decided that we were talking about shit that they didn't like. They took us off. I wasn't there, but they took y'all off. But speaking about the school board, I got an email the other day from the superintendent of our schools out here. And basically it was they're applying for some sort of funding in order to use the funds. They have to get this, the parents' decisions on it or opinions on it and whatever. So I went and I did this stupid little survey thing. The questions were really vague to the point where I got a little suspicious. So I emailed this superintendent back, and shit, I just lost it. I was going to read to you what I said. Dang. But basically what I said was, hey, so I did the survey and I'm fine with that, but I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. And so I want to know what your dates and times are for the school board meetings. And I'm going to get involved. My name is Amanda, and you're going to be seeing more of me. And I asked them for that information, and I got one sentence. Look on the website. Look on the school website.
Do you really think they're going to try to help you out?
I asked you some damn questions, sir. I kind of expect a response back with the information that I asked for. What did I say? I want to know what the hell specifically. What is this AARPESSER grant or whatever? And I said, what exactly does it mean when you say traditionally underserved student population? I asked him that. I said, can I also please get the dates of the upcoming school board meetings? I like to regularly attend so I can see what's going on behind the scenes of my children's schools. I'm a little concerned. Thank you. And yeah, my response was, you can view the school's agenda on the school's website.
Wow.
That's a little sketchy to me. And I think that they're going to know my name pretty well. I said that to Bud, and he was like, oh, shit.
No way.
He's like, you got to behave yourself, Amanda. You got to be smart about this. You got to be tactical about it. You can't lose your mind on these stupid people. I mean, I cannot make a guarantee, but they will know my name.
My daughter out in Arkansas, when she was going to high school, her counselor called us one day with her in the office. Didn't tell us that she was in the office. Put us on speakerphone.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Had an entire conversation with me and my wife about our daughter in front of our daughter without our knowledge.
That's wrong.
Wow.
It was a young guidance counselor that thought they knew how to raise people's children on their own. Mm-hmm. So if you see something, or if something like that happens to your kids, say something.
Yeah. Right.
Don't back down. And
I'll say this.
Like the person listen, if you don't like the principals or boards, get them unelected.
Correct.
Take their spot.
Here's what I'm going to say, though. And I think this is what Bud was trying to explain to you. If you act like an idiot,
you won't be taken seriously.
You won't be taken seriously. So don't back down, but talk to them like you have an intelligent conversation with some people.
For sure.
So don't and I agree. And you can't sit there and go, you dumb son of a blah, blah, blah. You have to be like, listen, here's the deal. Like,
according to paragraph 3 of your Constitution, your rights, your roles and responsibilities are specific to this, this, and this. And in this specific instance, you have failed to do this, this, and this.
Exactly.
Respond, please.
Yep.
Exactly.
No, I'm gonna go prepared. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna ask them some pretty specific questions that they can't dodge. So I really have to think about like exactly what it is that I'm gonna say, because I am not going to go up there and get super pissed off like I would have like a year ago or maybe last week. But
there's always next week.
I know that it's not effective to be my true self in those kinds of situations. But I do love to be underestimated. Underestimated, and being underestimated by these people, I think that I'm going to go somewhere with it. And we've already had some issues with the kids coming home saying there's some like weird racist stuff going on in our school, and it's bullshit. So I'm like, all right, well, here I go. Here I go. I'm going to be smart about it. I'm going to be prepared with it. I might take somebody's seat.
You go, girl.
People get elected into these positions because there's not enough people like us to go in there and get the right people in there, because the people aren't participating to the point that they need to be, because I don't think that they're letting themselves be aware of the actual situation. And also, if they're putting all this stuff in your kids' heads, these kids are going to think that it's all true. And why would they want to tell you something knowing how you're going to react to it?
I'm going to play something. I'm going to play something for you guys right now that I'm going to try to do this. But, this
Make sure you share the sound part.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick, but give me just a second here. I want everybody to see this, because this is exactly what we're talking about. And this is how you should handle it, to be honest with you. This is literally how you should handle it. And like, there's no way around it. This is how it should be handled. And I promise you, this dude, he's a British guy who was a former board member of a school board, talking to the board, how he should be talking to the board, and he handled it quite well, might I add. So let's get it started here.
I'm also a former member.
Oh, yeah.
Directors, 2009 to 2013.
It's really quiet.
Basis.
I don't know how to make it any louder.
I believe, Gary, you said it was item KKK in the agenda book. Well, isn't that just a perfect summation?
Can you guys hear it at all?
I'm here to talk about KKK.
I can hear it. I don't know if everybody else can hear it.
School board policy, seeking once again to
limit
the constitutionally protected speech of American citizens. Now, when I sat on this school board, I believe some of you old timers might remember this. A union
Go ahead and mute, guys.
Public comment for 5 minutes and
I'm
ripped me a new. He called me the bastard child of Margaret Thatcher. And I sat there and I said to myself, okay, fair enough. Welcome to America. He considers me a bastard because I'm in the government. His logic is sound. Now, what happened was the superintendent and the school solicitor at the time freaked out and they didn't put the tape online the next day. And I called them up and I said, get the tape online now before we get sued for censorship. I yelled at the solicitor and I asked him what law school he went to, because it was clearly constitutionally protected rhetorical hyperbole. I can cite the case if you'd like. And I said to Paul Long, the superintendent at the time, don't ever cut the tape again, Paul. And by the way, bastard child of Margaret Thatcher, I took it as a compliment. Now, you snowflakes apparently have a bigger problem with public comment. It seems to me that you think you can supersede the United States Constitution. Well, I've got news for you, School Board President Benito Mussolini. Your power does not supersede that of the U.S. Constitution and the First Amendment rights of the citizens of this great nation. Let's be very, very clear who has the power. It is not government policy. Do not warn me or do not interrupt my time.
That if you
interrupt my time,
personal insults like that again, or if you personally direct your comments, you will be asked to step away from the podium.
I'm going to quote to you, solicitor. I'm quoting, just a minute, do not talk over me. This is my comment, not your comment. I'm quoting to you now from the United States Supreme Court 1964 case, New York Times versus Sullivan. This is constitutional case law in this country, and I'm quoting you from the U.S. Supreme Court. The judges wrote that this nation is founded on the, quote, profound national commitment to the principle that debate on public issues shall be uninhibited, robust, and wide open, and that it may well include vehement, caustic, and sometimes unpleasantly sharp attacks on government and public officials. That's constitutional case law in this nation. I don't have to be nice to you. Nobody behind me has to be nice to you. If you don't like living in the United States of America, then you can all move to Russia, Cuba, or China. This is the First Amendment. And I will caution you, solicitor. There is a video camera to my left. If you edit this tape, then you're going to have a big legal problem on your hands, because my right to critique your fascism, which is what this is is constitutionally protected. There are emails, public record emails, in which the Director of Equity is lobbying and advocating for public comment to be censored in this school district. And you know what? Lobbying for it, advocating for it. We've got the school board president saying she'll do better at hitting the mute button in blatant violation of the Constitution. For her lobbying and her advocacy of unconstitutional censorship, I want you, the school board, to terminate the employment of Dr. Charissa Gibson with immediate effect. And after you've terminated her employment, I want all of you to tender your resignations for hating on this country. We have a God-given constitutional right to critique you, and we can speak in any lawful tone that we see fit. And don't go looking around, Benito, because this is the United States of America. You have a good... one more thing. I want to make a verbal request right now for an unedited copy of the tape. So if any of you delete it, you're going to have a big legal problem. Good night.
He didn't pick up the mic and drop it, though. That was the only bad thing about that video. Man, he was... See, that's going to be me at the board meeting. And
so that right there is robust class.
Dink.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Handling that.
That's how you get shit done. That right there is how you get shit done. Don't go take our advice and go into the school board meetings and just talk shit. You better go in there with your facts straight and solutions.
Correct.
Because if you're just going in there to bitch, then you're just wasting your breath. You're wasting everybody's time. You're wasting your time.
Well, you're no different than they are. You're no different than they are sitting on. You're no different than they are sitting on this on the podium.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. Think about it that way. Mm-hmm.
So that's what we need to do to fix what's happening in our schools.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But you got to have the fortitude. You have to have the fortitude and the wisdom to handle it.
Mm-hmm. And
he raised his voice. He raised his voice, and he got a little passionate, but he never dropped his class button.
No. Mm-mm.
Not once. He didn't cuss. He didn't do any of that stuff. He was just like, here it is, as a matter of fact. And you notice what he said. Any legal tone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Redact this recording. I dare you. Oh, yeah. That dude. Hero. He's my hero of the year.
First of all, realize that guy was a British individual. He was a British man who had come here to become a citizen of the United States. That being said, he also was a board member.
Mm-hmm.
That right there.
Yeah, I bet you he worked with a lot of those people that were up there, and he probably was out of there because of the bullshit. But man, Jill.
That's my girl.
Absolutely right on everything you said. You got to have ammunition if you're going to fire at someone. Make sure it's ammunition that will get the job done. And you know what?
Right.
See, have I ever told you that I love your wife?
She's pretty awesome.
She is. And by the way, we had a conversation before the show, and he said that he's going to get his wife a 50 cal for her birthday.
It's pretty awesome.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we're at the top of the hour, folks.
Are we doing dumbass of the week right now, or are you going to do it after the break?
Do we have a dumbass of the week?
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, yeah, he has it. He found it.
Oh, yeah. So let's do the dumbass of the week.
All right.
So I'm not making this up. First off, everybody.
It says everybody who ever made anything up.
Yeah. So this is straight from I found it. It's called Birds Aren't Real.
Oh, wow.
And the website is birdsaren'treal.com.
Oh.
Now, I thought it was a joke at first. I really did. But when you see something that says birds aren't real, you kind of got to look at it, right?
Yeah. I read it.
Well, wait a second. So what is this movement's purpose? This is direct off their website, right? The Birds Aren't Real movement exists to spread awareness that the United States government genocided over 12 billion birds from 1959 to 2001. and replace these birds with surveillance drone replicas, which still watch us every day. Once a preventative cause, our initial goal was to stop the forced extinction of real birds. Unfortunately, this was unsuccessful, and the government has since replaced every living bird with robotic replicas.
Wow.
Now, I don't. It gets better. I mean, they've thought of everything.
Do they do upgrades on their birds?
Well, that's what I thought.
Bluetooth capable?
Let's talk about bird poop.
Yes, please do.
It was originally thought to be oil discharge from earlier bird drone models, right?
Me too, Dean. I've eaten a lot of birds.
Me too.
They found out that 87% of bird poop falls on people's cars. And why does that happen? Confidential documents that were leaked in 2018. Bird poop is a form of liquidating tracking apparatus.
What?
Be aware, you're now being tracked by the United States government if you've had bird poop on your car.
Bird shit on my foot the other day. I'm so fucked.
Oh, you're tracked right now.
I'm so fucked.
Like, I really thought this was a joke, and it's not, man.
That's crazy.
So every time I think I have a little bit of faith left in humanity, some dumb shit like this pops up, and it just smashes the hell out of it. I'm like, I saw a video of them marching with signs like "birds aren't real." These are humans walking around saying birds aren't real.
That's creepy.
I have a dumbass of the week.
Is there a founder of that organization?
I don't know. Let me see.
I need to know who that is. I'm joining the movement.
Oh my god,
that's creepy.
I'm joining the movement. Did you guys?
Your wife loves my baby face.
You got the cutest little baby face. That's not copyrighted, is it?
Y'all hear about the new emoji coming out?
No.
The next update, you're gonna have a pregnant dude.
Oh,
emoji.
I can't with you.
No.
I'm serious.
I don't need a pregnant dude on my.
You know what I'm gonna do from now on? Just like Tucker Carlson said, any ridiculous shit that I hear, I'm responding with a pregnant dude. That's it. That's all I need to say.
That's creepy.
If I get a pregnant dude from you, then we're gonna have a chat.
I don't know what Tommy wants to post on here as a picture, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with me or something really extremely weird.
Send it to Shannon's DMs. Drop it in DMs. I want to see it. Maybe he could put it up on the screen. Anyways, does anybody have a trivia question? Because I didn't.
I don't think we have any trivia questions. I was gonna do something on the Great White Fleet, but I'm just gonna move on into our top of the hour.
Yeah.
Amanda, tell us about bead pricks, will you?
There you go.
Recon told you everything.
Recon's got that. Thank you for having my back, Recon, because I really suck at this part. Marketing yourself is pretty hard. I've come to find out. But it's not a business per se. I do art as therapy, and I absolutely love it. It is the only form of therapy that has ever worked for me. I've tried some shit. I know a lot of you have. Just none of it actually worked. Doctors, they don't stick around. You're not going to have them all the time. I've been stood up by them. So COVID happened, went out of my mind in quarantine, and I decided I was going to pick up something and tackle this therapy on my own since they were canceling appointments. We had nothing. They gave us medication and expected us to be fine for the year. So I taught myself how to make this jewelry, and it turns out that I'm pretty damn good at it. I make some pretty cool stuff.
You do. It's awesome.
It is really freaking cool. I wonder if we have, I don't know how to put the picture on there.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, I got it. There it
right
is.
Here.
Here's just one. That's just one. And that's actual, like, legit gemstones, and that is an actual legit ammonite fossil. So I get my hands on these really dope ass beads, and I just go at it for however long I need to. And the cool thing is that you can just sit there and the calming feeling that you get when you're doing art is absolutely incredible.
That's awesome.
I love it. So we'll put the banner at the bottom of the screen. When we go through break, I think. And you can visit my website. It's www.beadpriks.com. BEADPRIKS.com. And the name is, I like the name, whatever. But you go on there, it'll take you to the Etsy shop. Every purchase goes into my art, and I really, really appreciate it because this stuff is expensive. It's really expensive. And so go on there, choose something. I like to give discounts, 10% off maybe, if you're cool, if I like you. Go on there, check out what I got. Let me know how you feel about it. I'm interested to hear what you got. Shannon, what is your music going to this month? Still, is it still Forging Forward?
Yep. So this month, Not Alone is going to Forging Forward, for the Forging Forward Foundation by Bobby Henlines. So if you stream that, purchase that, download it, and share it, and whatever, like every cent literally will go to Forging Forward Foundation. That being said, we're going to play that, but I'm also going to play a song that I'm going to release September 10th called Dear Mom.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's a song about the letter to your mom in your pocket in the event that you don't come home. So
we're going to do two songs tonight.
Yep. We're going to play 2 songs, take a little break, and then we'll be back.
Yep. Y'all stick around. Thank you.
He sits on his bed with his gun in his hand. He thinks his life is over, he can't understand. A bottle of whiskey and some pills in the drawer. He doesn't want to hurt himself or hurt anymore. Why must it be this way? Just think it all over and listen to the words I say. You are not alone. There are so many people who fight with their demons each day. 'Cause you are not alone. So take my hand, brother, let's beat this together today. You're not alone. She picks up the clothes that fall loose on the floor. She finds a crumpled letter just behind the door. Begins to read it with tears in her eyes. A horrible feeling takes over inside. Says, honey, can I talk to you? There has to be something that we can do. You are not alone. There are so many people who fight with their demons each day. 'Cause you are not alone. So take my hand, baby, let's beat this together today. You're not alone. Ooh, you're not alone. With his gun in his hand, he puts it away, 'cause now he understands. Dear Mom, I had a few minutes to write down what's itching inside my mind. It's been too long since we have talked about nothing at all. Wish I could call. I know you're lost. Please don't you worry. There's no need to hurry. Just stay strong. It won't be long before we're together, right here in heaven. I miss you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there when you breathing while you're sleeping. Dear Mom, I know you are hurting, feeling the burden of me not there. You're way too strong to give up on living, instead of still giving the love in your heart. I know it's hard, but never forget the things that I did and the reasons why you are my mom. So please keep on living, caring and giving. I love you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there when you breathe while you're sleeping. I can't believe I'm saying these words to you, but believe what I'm saying. You made me the man that I am. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be here when you breathe while you're sleeping. I love you, Mom.
Dude,
All right.
that music's epic.
Thanks, man.
Fucking
You-
love. I have it in my Spotify playlist on like 3 different playlists, but I
Mhm.
have them in there like twice or 3 times. So
That's
as
awesome.
it goes through, it plays a few times.
I've got like 600 songs on mine, and I hear at least 3 of his a day.
Yeah, they
That's
actually
cool.
come on. They actually come on pretty quick too.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we got you. So I got Laura. Laura, we're ready to bring Laura on. I wanted to introduce her real quick. You guys have anything before I do?
No, let's bring Laura on. Tell us a little bit about Laura, and then let's bring her on.
All righty. So Laura Casey. I used to do a lot of volunteer work with the Special Olympics. My brother, he was in the Special Olympics. He's severely autistic, super, super incredibly smart, and an amazing athlete. So I volunteered with my unit to go and volunteer for the Special Olympics, to direct traffic, make sure that they can cross the roads and all that stuff, and be safe. And we ended up to be like these celebrities there. The athletes absolutely adored us. We adored them. We made a lot of friends that we still talk to, like Laura and I. That's my little big sister. She's older than me, so she's my little sister and big sister. I love her to death. She's one of my favorite people in the world. I met her at the Special Olympics. She is one of the most incredible athletes that I've ever met in my life. You put that girl on a ski hill or in a pool, and she will swim her little heart out, and she will whoop some ass. And her motivation, her drive, she's just an amazing person with the hugest heart. And when she loves hard. And right. She's moving up in the Special Olympics community. She's taking charge of some things. Miss Amazing. She'll tell you more about that. She's doing that. So the Special Olympics is absolutely one of the best experiences that I've ever had in my life. Volunteering and
society could learn a lot from them.
We've got to give them their medals, which, like, I'm getting goosebumps right now because it was just so freaking amazing.
Well, let's bring her on, man.
Dance and just. They're just all so freaking amazing. I hope that everybody takes it and actually, and you know what, look into it and support.
Let's bring her on.
Laura on right now. Laura, there she is.
Hi, hey, Laura.
Can we hear you?
All right, do you guys hear me?
Yep,
we got you.
I'm clear.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for coming on. So
tell us about what's going on with you.
Yeah.
Shannon and Amanda both know that I am a Special Olympics athlete and have been for many years.
Right.
So the last few days I've been kind of watching some posts on Twitter and Facebook from athletes who are actually in Tokyo at the Olympics, and a Paralympic athlete who's a female who had to withdraw from the Olympics in Tokyo because the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, and the UPOS, which is the Paralympic Committee, told her and her mother, who is her personal caretaker or assistant, wouldn't be able to travel to Tokyo with her because of the COVID restrictions. And then another athlete, the men's captain water polo, also got told that he wasn't going to be allowed to march with the athletes in the parade at opening ceremonies at the Olympics. The women's gymnastics team got told the same thing, and they're staying at a hotel and not in the Olympic Village because of the ongoing restrictions. Which is fine, not a big deal. But when athletes get told that they can't be part of their own team at opening ceremonies of the Olympics,
that's not cool.
Kind of makes it a big deal.
It's not surprising, though, unfortunately.
It isn't surprising. It is a huge deal.
I mean, it's sad. It doesn't surprise me, but it's still not right. It's not cool.
So it's disheartening because these athletes have worked so hard over the last several years, and want to be part of, their team. They want to be part of the parade. They want to show their country proud. They want to make, and for them to be told that they can't do it. And then the president goes, our president Biden is over in Tokyo at the opening ceremonies, and yet families of the athletes could have a friend who's over there swimming in the Olympics. Biden goes over and is at the opening ceremonies, and yet families of the athletes aren't being allowed to go because of COVID.
So what you're telling me, Laura, is that there's different rules for different classes of people.
That's what it seems like.
And it has nothing to do with race, does it? It's about the powerful and the non-powerful.
Correct.
Right.
That's all it is.
So let me, Laura, I want to just take a few minutes, and I want you to explain.
Like, U.S. athlete, you're there to represent your country, and when the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, goes and tells you, "Oh, you can't be part of your own team,"
it's pretty disheartening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Laura, I want to take a few seconds. I want to take a few seconds, and I want to let
that's where my
you.
frustration lies. Like, being a U.S. athlete myself, and then of course there's a statement put out by the IOC this morning that was put on national television saying that the athletes do not have the freedom of expression at the Olympics.
So like, hold on a second. What? Hold on a second. So I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to give me an insight of what 3 years of training looks like for people to just go and participate in the.
Shannon, I can't hear you at all, buddy.
Okay, hold on. I got you.
No, you were loud, Shannon.
What's that?
Just fine.
Yeah, it might be her end.
I can't hear Shannon. I can't hear Amanda either.
You can't hear me at all?
You might want to turn it up.
Oh, I'm loud. Trust me.
Yeah,
I don't get any louder.
So, Laura, can you hear me, Laura?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So what he was asking is, can you give us some insight of what it looks like for what you trained for? So like the 3 years that led up to these Olympics, what do these athletes have to go through?
Yeah.
They train 365 days a year. They're practicing whatever sport that they're competing in. Like the swimmers, they're in the pool all the time. Like there's the Olympic trials that were just held before the Olympics, which obviously, you know, a lot of people are aware about, know about, which were aired on TV. So obviously they are training all year round. There's not a day that these athletes take off at all. These athletes are constantly training.
So over 1,000 days of training and somebody's instantaneous decision for a COVID precaution just eliminated all the work that they put in.
Just to participate. It seems like,
because the one girl, like I said, the one girl who's a Paralympic athlete got told that her mother, who's her personal care assistant, couldn't go with her, and she's blind and deaf.
Yeah, and that's where you have policies and procedures trumping the right thing.
Right.
Oh, I'm mad.
And it just seems like a shameful thing to me. And I'm like, these people have worked so hard to get here, and yet you're gonna go and tell them.
Isn't them traveling or them changing the standard, Jared?
Them traveling with their individual, isn't that protected? Like,
yeah,
the mother that was going to be taking care of her daughter. It's her daughter who's in the Paralympics. She's blind and deaf, and the mother is the personal care assistant for her daughter.
Right.
And
so isn't there
they got told that they weren't going to be able to go because the mother couldn't go because of the whole COVID restriction thing, and she's blind and deaf, and obviously needs someone with her to help take care of her. Can't do it by herself.
One thing that Amanda asked is, isn't there some ADA protections in there? And I can actually answer it. The ADA is the Americans with Disabilities Act. That's only protected in the United States. There's not necessarily international protections for an individual with disabilities. But I think it's very telling that even an individual's medical concerns that require another individual to be with them is being trampled on.
Right.
Like it's no longer me being told, hey, you can't, if you work for us, you either have to be vaccinated or you can't cross this state line because of a policy.
Yep.
Now,
Right.
everything they worked for the last 3 years is just being trashed on because of.
Yep.
And then you show our president going over there, or the resident of the White House goes over there and flaunts it. Like, wait a second, my own mother couldn't come with me because of a COVID precaution, yet the president can just go willy-nilly do whatever.
Right.
Again, we're at a rules for thee but not for me situation. So keep that in mind, Laura, when you vote, when you tell your friends to vote, do not vote people like this in. Vote people that care about you. No politicians really care about us, but vote people in that are going to protect your constitutional rights.
Oh, and actually, right now there are 2 senators who are working with this girl that withdrew from the Olympics.
Good. That's what I was going to recommend.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
So what are they saying so far?
So they are actually telling the IOC that they are going to be investigated for this whole thing because there are other athletes like her who obviously need help, and they're like, well, you know, what's going to be done to make sure that this never happens again?
Good.
So
that's what I'd want. I'd want an answer like, this ain't going to happen again, is it?
I hope not.
Well, so I want to ask. I don't know if she can hear me right now,
but our athletes, again, I mean, they're being treated like, you know what?
Good.
Yeah.
So, Shannon,
yeah, I'm gonna ask him a question and have him ask that question to you. So, I heard that you were changing your position from Special Olympics to Paralympics to do some swimming for the Paralympics. Can you tell us about what's going on with that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear any of that, Laura?
Okay,
so you're going from the Special Olympics to Paralympics so that you can compete in some other areas. Can you kind of describe some of that, the changes that you're going through and that you're making?
So I came across a team. They're called Athletes Without Limits, and they are affiliated with the Paralympics. And I literally just signed with them last week. It takes approximately 1 to 3 months for the paperwork to be approved because they have to show that you actually have a disability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting on all that paperwork to be approved, but once it does go through, I will officially be a swimmer with that team. So
that's awesome.
I'm transitioning from Special Olympics swimming, which I will officially leave that sport. I'm sticking with skiing for right now.
Okay.
But swimming, I'm transitioning to this new team that's a part of the national team. So
awesome.
Didn't you do the World Games before? Didn't you compete in the World Games?
Did you compete in the World Games?
I did. I competed in the Special Olympics 2001 World Winter Games 21 years ago. Skiing is still my drive. With swimming, I kind of wanted to push myself a little bit further. I wanted to push myself a little bit more. And I wanted to show other athletes like myself that you can do it. You just had to put your mind to it, be passionate about it. So
you're being a good example and a great mentor to other athletes as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Some of the girls that I'm currently working with through another program are actually going to the Special Olympics USA Games next year in Orlando. And they want to go beyond that. And I said, you can do it, but you have to train for it. It doesn't come easy. You have to really work for it.
You know, that's a good thing that you said, Laura, because I think we're seeing that huge problem in America right now where everybody wants something easy. And you have to train for what you want. You know, if you don't work towards it, you're not going to get there, no matter what it is.
Exactly.
You know, so keep that attitude up, you know, keep instilling that attitude in others, because that's what it takes for America to be great, is us to just continue to work and train to be better.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Amanda actually knows my dad, who happens to be my coach.
Mm-hmm.
Dads are good coaches.
Her dad is awesome
being
too.
A military daughter, he does not make it easy. I will say that. And
You're not supposed to.
Amanda can definitely say that for me. So
He's not supposed to make it easy. If it was easy, would you push yourself as hard as you do?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Well, my hat's off to you,
I
girl.
want her to tell. I want her to tell us about the Miss Amazing
Tell us about
program
Miss
that she's
Amazing.
doing.
okay, so Miss Amazing is a program. It's a nonprofit 501(c). The national pageant is actually next week in Nashville, Tennessee. We have approximately 300 girls coming to this pageant.
Cool.
The girls who won at the state level, at whatever state they live in, whether it be Texas, whether it be here in Michigan, whether it be California, whatever, if they won at the state level, they were going on to the national level. From there, they go through 3 different sections at the pageant. They show talent, they show what they're passionate about, they talk about other things that they may enjoy doing or what they want to do in the future. They do have judges, a number of judges. So I became involved 2 years ago here in Michigan through a radio station, a country radio station.
I love that station.
Who actually followed my Special Olympics journey up at the State Winter Games. And sadly enough, Amanda wasn't there, but I know she's coming back at some point. But they followed me through my journey at the state level, and the lady who runs the pageant, who works at the country radio station, asked me to come on board as the state ambassador. From there, it led to being the national ambassador.
That's awesome.
So I will go and represent all 300 girls at this pageant. I have a group of 5 girls that I'm working with at the pageant.
Man,
these girls are absolutely incredible. These girls are so driven, so passionate, full of love.
Everybody's saying you're incredible, Laura, just so you know. I know you can't hear them, but they're saying you're just nothing short of incredible.
I'm going to say that. I want to say this. And I want you to really relay this to her because I want her to hear.
Influence me.
I want her to hear.
He wants me to say this word for word, so we're going to.
I want her to hear how amazing she is. She is the inspiration we all.
You are the inspiration we should all strive for.
Oh, thank you, Shannon. But Amanda, I can give you the link for Miss Amazing if you want to put it up on the website.
Mm-hmm.
But we are always looking for national team leaders instead of volunteers. We're actually now team leaders, and we're always looking for team leaders to come and work with the girls, either at the state level or at the national level. If any person, whether it has to be female, unfortunately, because it's a girl pageant.
Yeah.
I mean, I identify as a girl sometimes.
Come on board and help and become a team leader. Please get with me, and I will definitely get you that information. But
Shannon said he identifies as a girl sometimes, and we said he does. He looks like one, especially when he lets his back hair, puts it in with the back.
All that back hair right there.
But yeah,
convenient for
Amanda was really the one that really encouraged me and pushed me to join the Athletes Without Limits team. She's always encouraging me. She's always pushing me to be better, to be the best possible role model that I can be. So, Amanda, thank you. I love you.
Oh,
well, thanks for coming on, Laura. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Amanda, you need to come to Nashville next week. We'd love to have you come. They're always looking for people, so come.
Yeah, right.
Well, thanks for having it. Thanks for coming on.
Always needing people to come. So,
yeah, I really want to thank Laura for coming on and enlightening us on what's going on.
Thank you so much for coming on, Laura.
With the
enlightening to us.
We're going. I absolutely love.
Amanda, anytime you want me to come on, let me know, and I'm happy to jump back on.
Oh, of course, girl. Of course.
You have a great day. God bless.
You have a great day, Laura. God bless.
Yeah, you too. Bye, guys.
See ya.
You know
She's
what?
absolutely amazing.
I love her so much.
I needed that after this week. Like, just
man.
to see somebody that's worked so hard and to get where she's gotten, it's just
she does too. She works so hard. She's actually going through some rough stuff too. Her dad's really sick. He had ended up getting COVID, but then also cancer. But he's doing better right now, and she's training, and this whole Miss Amazing thing. I'm so incredibly proud of her. She's moved forward so much since I met her. And
she's stupid inspirational, man. She's stupid inspirational. Like that. We should all strive. Like, Jarrett, you said this earlier. That, that's a community we could all learn something from. And to be honest with you, I can't, I watched, what was it? Peanut butterfly or something, whatever it was, about a Down syndrome kid that was with Shia LaBeouf. And you want to talk about opening your eyes to a lot of things, man. And we think we have problems, and they don't think that they have any, because that's it. Peanut Butter Falcon. That's it. Great movie. If you've never seen that movie, watch it.
You're gonna cry.
You want to talk about some of the most amazing, heart-wrenching moments of your life? I promise you, it'll bring a tear to your eye and a joy to your heart, because those are the people that we should admire and strive to be like, because we're too busy trying to get ahead. They're too busy just trying to be in the moment.
I'll tell you what, my experience with them is something that I absolutely would never trade for the world. It gives you an incredibly huge hope in humanity. You learn a lesson on acceptance and not judging, and just they're so loving.
That's one thing I'm very thankful for the military for.
Because they don't care. They don't care. They're normal.
Yeah.
They just have something holding them back. But you know what? Nothing is holding these guys back.
Ain't nothing holding them back.
They're better athletes. They're better athletes than most athletes I know.
Let me tell you something. There ain't nothing holding them back. If there's anybody getting held back, it's the rest of society, because we're too busy looking to the past, or we're too busy looking to the future, and we can't be where we're at right now. That's the problem. We've got more. We're being held back way more than they are. Those people are inspiring people. They're doing things, and they're taking care of their life, because that's what they know. And that's what. Right.
Yeah.
That's it. And you can insult them all day long, and they just kind of look at you like, well, you just don't understand.
Yeah,
that's one thing I was very thankful that I was introduced by the military. I don't know if society really knows that the military is a huge supporter of Special Olympics.
Oh, for sure.
On the local level. It's not publicized and things like that, but you'll take a whole squadron at times and support a Special Olympics event. And every single time we did, man, it was one of the most rewarding and positive events.
You'll never find a group of people that will love you more.
Nope, not at all.
I don't care.
It's almost like they haven't been
tainted by
they haven't been tainted by the negativity. They see
the sad part is
a positive way in a lot of ways.
Right. The sad part is that they've been ostracized their entire life, but they don't live there. They don't live there. They don't live there, and they're okay with it. And they just kind of look at you like, well, you're a moron, because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. God, I love them so much.
They live a simple life, and their life is so much less convoluted, because they're not too busy trying to forget the past or fix the past, or try to, seek the future. They're living in the moment that they're standing in, and they just let the rest of the garbage go. Like I want to be more like that every day.
I'll tell you what, my brother is a huge blessing. Like I said before, he's pretty severely autistic. He is incredibly smart and an incredible athlete, but him growing up, All right. So he's a year older than me. And back 35 years ago, 36 years ago, they didn't know how to handle any of this. So the struggle that he had to endure was just, it was heart-wrenching. And all he had was me. So I had to protect my brother, man.
I bet you did pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I may or may not have,
Well, Dean's right. Like, they live right now and love everyone. And
absolutely.
You can't make it any simpler than that. That's a fact.
No. I had to watch my brother struggle through that and I, sticking up for him and like, and here's another thing. Growing up, like, who's gonna ask you to prom? Who's gonna ask you to homecoming? And they were staying home because they didn't even want to go. And you know who I took to prom and homecoming? I took little Joey and I took Corey and I took Thomas to my homecomings and my proms. And we had the best time. Little Joey, I'll tell you this, he had Down syndrome and he was as tall as right here. So when we slow danced, he got real close. His hands were perfect, the perfect height to where his hands reached my ass cheeks and buried his friggin' face in my chest. He had the time of his life. I'm like, well, okay.
That's cool. That's cool though.
All right, Joey.
The sad part is
much fun.
But the sad part is that they don't.
I had more fun with Joey and Corey and Thomas than I had ever had with any of my friends.
Well, I think it's a different expectation. You're there for you don't have the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's just have a good time. Like, let's leave all the bullshit at the door. Let's go have a good time.
I love it.
That's how they live their life, and I'm like
that's how I'm trying to live my life nowadays. I'm trying to
like,
leave the bullshit at the door and live in the now and love everybody. Now that ain't easy. It ain't easy.
It's not easy, no, because we've been taught all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
But the reality is trying to forget all that
positive.
weird shit. Trying to forget all that weird shit is the hard part of life for the rest of us, and that's what keeps us. Like, we're talking about how they're striving forward. Like, they're striving forward because they don't deal with that garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They don't deal with that. We're the guys who are like lagging and hanging out behind. Like, they're doing all the good stuff.
No, Bud's here.
Bud.
What's up, Bud?
About time.
Wait, come here and tell us a joke.
Are we on the air?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Come tell us a joke anyway.
Yes,
I gotta go.
It can't be a COVID joke or else we'll get shut
It can't
down.
be a COVID joke.
All my jokes are inappropriate for mixed audiences.
Don't care.
Well, what type of mixed? Like,
Well, I'm just saying, like
dogs and cats, females and males?
I could.
Because I think your wife's got bigger balls than most guys I know.
I do. Watch out, Max.
Oh, what is up, guys?
So
Up, big guy.
we did dumbass of the week, and Jared
On birds
he had
aren't
a
real.
really awesome one. But I
Birds
was
aren't
supposed
real.
to do it. I couldn't find anything. So I wanted you to tell the joke, but I guess since you're not gonna do it, then
Well,
you gotta
yeah, I can
get
do
the
it.
fuck out.
All right, so all right. Damn, everything I know is horrible military shit.
That's good.
Wait,
No, I got nothing.
you got
Wow.
one of those nights.
Nothing that wouldn't get me kicked off. Get y'all in trouble.
What's one of the dad jokes?
Yeah, do dad joke.
dad joke?
Yeah.
Shit. All right. What did the fish say whenever it ran into a concrete wall?
Fish running a concrete wall. Don't know.
Damn.
That is a good dad. That is good dad joke.
I was reading dad jokes earlier to Jared, and he actually thought some of them were funny.
I heard y'all in here ranting and raving earlier. How was today's deal?
Well, we're still
been
on.
good.
Well, right, but I mean, I didn't hear. the
It's
exact
good.
subject
Okay,
matter.
so you remember Laura
Yeah.
from Special
Brought Laura on
Olympics?
for a while.
We just had Laura on
Oh,
to
that's
talk
neat.
about the issues that she's having with the Special Olympics and how they're
even stopping
They're trying to-
caregivers from
stopping
attending.
caregivers from traveling with these athletes.
because
blind and deaf athletes, they're
Blind
stopping
and
their
deaf
caregivers
athletes.
because of the pandemic.
Yes.
COVID precautions. Yet
Really?
the resident in the White House can travel over there and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Right.
I mean, so we're no longer being governed; we're being ruled. Whenever
absolutely.
the laws don't apply to the citizens that they're applied to, then yeah, we're being ruled. It's pretty
You're not
obvious.
wrong.
It's almost comical watching the press conferences now.
It is.
And
Oh,
seeing,
she said that's at the regular Olympics, not
No,
special.
yeah, that's those are their
Sorry,
regular
Laura.
Olympics.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Anyways. So
at the regular.
But you're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong at all.
keep going.
I just don't feel like that there's I don't feel like there's a connection anymore. Like with our former president, like that's not a guy that I would have ever sat down and had a beer with. Like
He doesn't drink anyways, but
to a degree, I felt like he was kind of pompous. He doesn't live my life, and he doesn't live the life of 99% of the people out there. But at the end of the day, he was a businessman. We hired him because our country needed a businessman. Like him or love him, that's what he did for our country. Now, I do feel like that it's a pendulum. It swings both ways. And I feel like we do need a compassionate leader at some point in time, but more compassionate to the American needs, not necessarily the rest of the world. So I feel like that if I could fault the former administration for any one thing, it would be the reaction to the pandemic. And in my humble opinion, I feel like it was a knee-jerk reaction that he felt like every single death or case would be put on his head at the end of it. So he acted.
it could have cost him the election.
Well, look, I'll say this. I'll say this because he wasn't acting on his own accord. He was following the guidelines of everybody else in the country, in the world. Like everybody was doing exactly the same thing. And the sad part, and you might be a little bit right, bud, but at the end of the day, if you take yourself and you put yourself in that office and you're responsible for, 328 million people, and you don't want your country to be completely devastated. Now, his plan initially was literally to just, hey, hold on, we're going to close things down, we're going to slow things down, and we're going to work it out. Then at that point, I can't fault him for that. But
everybody was terrified, man. I was trying to figure out how to
were.
make masks and stuff. I had never washed my hands so much in my entire life.
Mhm.
But once we realized that it was what it was, that the survivability rate was better than Trident gum, like we were doing all right. And then whenever the second round of initial lockdowns came about, I felt like that's when it went from being a, trying to save lives to trying to save face.
Well, I don't disagree with that. However, what I will say is that at that point, he was not necessarily even anything other than a figurehead at that point, because the Congress was making all those rules.
Well, there's the flaw. We could sit on these deals and talk about what each other knows, but at the end of the day, we have to identify the flaws that led us to him just being a figurehead. Like that man was motivated and driven to do anything he wanted to do, and there wasn't any legislation or processes that he wasn't willing to find a way around to get what he wanted done.
Right.
So
yes, but there was, but that being said, and I agree with you for sure. But you think about, hey, and he was at a point to where he was at a precipice of running for his second term. Mm-hmm. Every president in history always babies their second term.
Oh, for sure.
Like, so I get it. And I'm right there with you. I totally agree. And, should he have like pandered? I don't think he should have. However, what I will say is that he was destined to lose regardless, because of not necessarily just because of what's going on, but the fear alone and how things ran during last year, like created a whole ugly precipice for him to walk through.
Well, the media, and I guess what we call our oppositions, to the red-blooded Americans, I feel like they are like a teenager that, anytime that they get told something they don't want to hear, they throw a huge fit. So rather than, addressing the fit, we just don't tell them what they don't want to hear. And I feel like that a lot of the people that may not have voted for him on his second term were just not doing it just so that they could get these people to shut up and stop acting like idiots. Right. If as long, the good with the bad, and the bad started outweighing the good to a lot of
Right.
people. I mean, I didn't change my opinion in my voting strategy, but
Right.
I feel like a lot of people out there that were closer to the middle would
Right.
probably have gone the other way, just to hope that the people would stop doing what they were doing. Because I mean, it was wild, man. I mean, what happened to all the protest over in Hong Kong? You know, where they were shooting arrows at people and stuff like that. Ended really, really quick.
Right.
But over here, we're still, you know, tearing our own country apart anytime something happens that people don't like, making martyrs out of criminals. It doesn't compute. I feel like that there's a direct opposition to good right now.
No, I agree. And I think there's a lot of Satanism happening right now, whether people you believe in that or not. Like, it is what it is. But I'm going to talk about what Dean just said here. You know, Trump downplayed the virus because he didn't want to shut everything down and lock everyone up. The best CO he ever heard of walk down a pier is burning ship, and he stayed calm, cool, and collected, and stopped the crew from flipping out. And then he goes on to say that they hate him, and they killed 600,000 people to destroy him. January 6th was just an icing on the cake, and he's not wrong. All of that stuff, this was a huge play.
But see, what Dean's talking about is leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And people that have never been led have no idea what leadership looks like.
They're
Correct.
sheeple.
Absolutely.
Follow the crowd.
They only know what this piece, you know, this piece of paper right here has the rules written down on it, or the policies. They know what this says right here. They don't know what's right and wrong.
And to be honest with you, I don't know what I would have done in that office either, to be honest with you. As a corpsman, if I didn't know what was going on, I'd be concerned about how I played that banjo myself. At the end of the day, you know, what are we going to do? Because I don't want my country to be overrun by a pandemic and or a bunch of people die and be responsible for that. But on the same note, like, you have to worry about, you know, the economy. You got to worry about people's well-being. It's a huge, and people talk about how he was not presidential. Well, you know what? I get it. At the end of the day,
What is presidential?
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
We sit here and we talk about what presidential is, and none of us have a clue of what presidential
We've
is.
had 4 or 5 presidents in our lifetime. What are we supposed to say? Oh, well, Bill Clinton is presidential, having affairs in the office. Kennedy, the same thing. Was Reagan presidential by letting his wife, in my opinion, go freaking rampant on a drug war that's cost this country monetarily and morally more than I think anything else that a president's wife has ever done.
Wasn't he an actor first?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
he was.
Wow.
I mean, what is presidential? What have we seen as a president? Obama drop kicking doors on the way out of press conferences, mocking people on stage like Trump did. What is presidential?
Right. If I were to sit here and tell you what I think presidential was, we could go all the way back to George Washington, who didn't want to be president in the first place.
Yeah, no shit.
I think the presidents should be a lottery. You know, we get down to 10 people and let's vote on those people, but those 10 people are chosen at random.
I don't know. A buddy of mine and I were having a conversation the other night, and I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Idiocracy.
Oh, absolutely.
I literally feel like we're living in idiocracy watching Ouch My Balls every day.
You've seen Idiocracy. It's
I'm really bad at
electrolytes.
this.
It's what plants crave.
Okay.
Yeah, electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
Electrolytes.
He's like, oh, we just need to give them water. You mean like out of the toilet?
That movie is terrifying. You know, I see it all the time, especially whenever you watch the TV. Thankfully, my wife and I don't watch much TV. But when we're over at our friend's house and you turn on the TV, I don't think people realize how many commercials on TV are for medicine.
We go down the road to our friend's house, and that's when we see commercials, and we go there and we're like,
yeah, we don't have
cable.
Well, you know why you see more commercials for something, right?
What's that?
You know why you see additional commercials for something, because something's not selling well. They have to increase the marketing for it.
Right.
They say
ask your doctor about Persalta, or ask your doctor.
I tell you, I actually went to the VA today. Had a great doctor visit, the best doctor visit that I've had in years. And the dude was like, I was like, yeah, I was on like 12 or 13 meds. He's like, cool, stay off of that shit. He's like, using a lot of, or using any cannabis? I'm like, Like, okay.
No.
And he's like, because that's some great for this, and this. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, right on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
that's something that we talked about too. But
so I like as a corpsman, like I really hate watching the freaking marketers tell you to ask your doctor about whatever. Like, ask your doctor about my cocks flopping. Like, no,
I will.
Like, what do you need? What do you need to know about flopping if you don't have the symptoms? Because every symptom that is on that freaking screen, somebody's experienced at one point, and that's why they do that.
We all have that one family member that sits in front of the TV on a weekly basis and calls somebody, but I just saw it on TV. I think I got the Rona, or I think I got the vid.
But what if, and okay, so if you want to tie that back into what we were just talking about, so the cure, a lot of times
we got about 3 more minutes left, so
than the actual ailment that you're trying to treat.
Yeah, I got a headache, but the side effects are going to be
you got twitchy legs, but your asshole falls off.
Right.
Take this
medicine at that point, you don't need it. Right.
And that's where I feel like that our country is at with this pandemic. The cure was more harmful than the ailment in the first place. We went full circle. Look at that. We tied it all back together.
By cure, we're not talking about vaccines. We're not talking about any medical treatments. We're talking
about this is all about processes and procedures.
Yes.
I mean,
all right.
And these are all opinions. It's not any wrong information. Just
right. We're just giving our opinions. So we got 2 more minutes left. Anybody? Let's wrap up and let's talk about our afterthoughts for the day.
Afterthoughts for the day.
How about you, J-Rod? Tell me what you think.
I'm feeling good. I really am. People are starting to see some of the people I've talked to this week. They're starting to say the right things and starting to see the consequences of the actions of our government, and they're starting to question a little bit more. And that's all I really want to ask people to do is question. Don't take if somebody's trying to spoon feed you something, if you see 3 news articles about how you need to do this, it probably means you should look into it a little bit more about why you shouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Because marketing is trying to get you to change a position. Stop listening to the marketing. Stop listening to the media. Stop listening to the news. Think for yourself. Think of how this is going to affect you and your family years to come. Don't just think what the media is trying to push you.
Unless you're listening to the marketing for my music.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what you're told.
Do what you're told.
And then do what you're told. Amanda, what are you thinking?
Oh man. Yeah, I think I have actually been seeing a lot more people choosing to wake up to what's going on because it is actually starting to affect their lives, and so then they actually start seeing it. But what I have heard from these people, one person was, man, I really wish that I would have paid attention before the election. I wish that I would have paid attention before the election because who knows, my vote could have actually counted.
Right.
Do you
got anything?
I personally think that as bad as it is right now, it is a pendulum. It's going to swing the other way. And when it does, this complete and utter failure of an administration, we could run Kanye West as a Republican and get him in the office right now. It will never. This won't happen again in our conscious lifetime while we can still affect it, because it was the buyer's remorse is so big in the country right now, I believe.
I pray to God you're right.
Me too.
I usually am.
Well,
he usually is.
Cool.
You won't hear very many wives saying that, but it's annoyingly true. He's one of those people where he's good at absolutely everything, even if he doesn't know that he is. And so nothing.
That's how you get shit done.
He keeps kicking my ass at everything.
Well, that being said, we're going to wrap it up. And my final thoughts are that we are the reasons that this country have done the things that it's done. And we are the reason that this country should continue to move forward and be free as it is. We need to work on keeping and maintaining our freedom. And I agree with what J-Rod said and Amanda and Bud. Just continue to look and make your own opinions and take care of the people around you. Do the right thing. Do good things. Don't do the right thing. Do good things. Whatever the right thing is can be dictated by media and all the other stuff. Do good things for other people. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. And know that you're loved. You're all loved. And we're all here to work together. That's what we're supposed to do. That being said, I'm going to play a little music and then we're going to roll out. And you guys have a great night. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
See you next Friday.
And have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I'm going green tomorrow. And we'll see what's happening.
All right.
Have a great night,
everybody. Thank you.
Dear Mom, I had a few minutes to write down what's itching inside my mind. It's been too long since we have talked about nothing at all. Wish I could call. I know you're lost. Please don't you worry. There's no need to hurry. Just stay strong. It won't be long before we're together, right here in heaven. I miss you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there with you, breathing while you're sleeping. Dear Mom, I know you are hurting, feeling the burden of me not there. You're way too strong to give up on living, instead of still giving the love in your heart. I know it's hard, but never forget the things that I did and the